4 reasons why we should look our old images. Coming up. Hi, it's Peter here, and let's get right into the business. I was browsing through my old images. I was looking for an image that I needed to use for a project. And I came across some really interesting images that I have forgotten that I have made. And that kind of made me think that why we should look at our own images. And I have 4 great reasons that will help you going forward as a photographer. The joy of finding. Technically, this is not about learning. It's more about reminding us why we photograph, because old images are also good memories. That is something that many of us photographers underestimate, the power of memories. Because when we photograph, we concentrate on making that great landscape, making that great cityscape, making that great street photograph, that we forget to see the life around us and recording our memories. And that's why, finding something that reminds us of the old times, good old times, or something that we enjoyed and had, it makes us feel good. And that's one big part of getting better at photography, is feeling good about your images. And that's why sometimes going back to your archives is a big joy. And that, like I said, or as I said, reminds us of why we make images, why we photograph. And if we lose that, then we're lost. We are too critical. Right after we've taken the images and gone back to our offices, homes, and uploaded them to our computers and looking at the images, we are too close to what has just happened. And also we might have gone there taking that one image that we wanted and maybe succeeded on that and thought that that was the best one. But maybe months, years later, we might pick another image that we missed on that because we were too concentrated on that one image. We might have taken some better images along the way until we reached the image that was then supposed to be the best image. There might be something really good. And that's why we should go back to our images and learn from those. Your taste has changed. Maybe you edit your images. You have a certain style of editing at one point, and then years later you might have a slightly different approach to editing. And going back to your images, you might find images that suits your current style better than back then. You might have, said that this is no good, but years later it might suit better your taste or your way of editing. This happens to me quite a lot when sometimes I've had a kind of like a black and white phase of my photography. Sometimes a lot of color, sometimes really saturated colors. And then of course I go towards images that suit that particular style at that precise moment or during that moment. But after a few years, I might go back and see some images that I thought are really good in color. I might, make them black and white and see that, hey, come on, this works. Or the other way around. And that's why, for example, photographing raw and then converting them to black and white in edits is a good thing, because you always can come back to color, or, color images and go back to black and white. But that's something. Always remember that your taste might get better, it might get worse, it depends. But it might be slightly different, and going back to your images, you might find something really nice. And after the next reason, I will have an extra reason, like I always do. Inspiration. Old images can inspire us. We find something, some style, some subject matter that we have maybe forgotten, and that's a good way to pick it up again. If it was inspiring you back then, it might be inspiring you also now. And that's what I did. I'm going to Athens next week, or actually when I publish this video, I'm there. So I know that there is a lot of street art that I want to photograph. And I went back to my images from Portugal, Lisbon, when I photographed street art. And by the way, you can watch it from there if you're interested in that. I'm looking for inspiration from those images. And also what I'm looking for is, how can I do better? Is there something that I need to do differently, better, or is this style okay? That's also an answer when you go back to your images, that okay, hey, that was a good approach. I might do that approach again. Or if there is something that you want to do better, then that's also a very good inspiration for that. So we can learn from our own images. And then to the extra reason, which is actually a warning. There is a catch to this. If you go back to your old images and all of a sudden you realize that you were better back then, that could be crushing. That could really take you down. If you also if you all of a sudden realize that you're no good. I've invested to all these cameras and all these new lenses, and still I took better photographs like 10 years ago. That can happen, and don't worry. Just get inspired by those images and think why those images are better. Did you have more time to concentrate on photography? Did you have a project, or why is that so? And then go from that, and don't worry about the 10 years that you lost. It's not lost. It's just a progress that has gone the wrong way. That's a positive way to say that. Been taking bad images for 10 years. But you know what I mean. Don't be sad if your images were better 10 years ago. Try to go back to that and be honest with yourself and think why they were better. What was the reason? And I hope this video was inspirational for you, and if you want some more inspirational content, you can watch those. There are some ideas if you are in a creative rut or feel that you don't know where to go. Just these exercises will help you to get over that. But hey, thanks for watching, and bye for now.